Well, hello my fellow dishonest gluttonous hugs. I hope you are doing well because I am. Before anything, there is something new. I now have a Patreon. You will find a link to it in the description below as well as in my YouTube bio. I made it because my current computer runs on Windows 10 and it is slowly but surely becoming obsolete. So I think pretty soon need a new computer. So I am saving for a new computer, but if you want to help me, go to my Patreon. And that's all. Onto the game. Today, a bit of a special game. It is another visual novel made by Cat Trigger that we know and love on this channel. But it is special because Cat Trigger made a comic and then made a game based on this comic. Both the game and the comic are called 𝕮𝖆𝖕, and both stories are about a mother who brings her son to a special weight loss clinic. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Both are also free, available on itch.io, and the links will be in the description below if you want to read and play it yourself. And of course, we're gonna start with reading the comic. So, 𝕮𝖆𝖕 comic. Case summary. A mother came to our specialist team to help her son lose weight. Date something in 2015. Okay. I don't think we care much about that. Our team did weekly scans monitoring his changes. Treatments yielded slow progress. Oh yeah, by the way, that's who I'm cosplaying as. I don't have a random white wing on my head just because. She said she had tried everything to make him thinner. She's now just resorted to praying the fat away. But 3 weeks ago, it seemed there was a breakthrough. The boy lost nearly 20 pounds in 7 days. Usually, that's a bad news when you lose a lot of weight. Suddenly, there's something wrong with you. So, he lost a lot of weight. The only recorded cases of this happening was in competitive sports. Even then, it was extreme. Also, cancer. Has there been a change to his diet? Are you implying I'm starving him? I'm sorry, that none of that, I assure you. I am powerless to do anything. I ask God to make my boy, to make him handsome. A week later, the boy had left the obesity markers. A miracle, simply a miracle. But although the scans showed a reduction to fat, the body cavity itself was compressing. It was like his fat was being slurped up like a Capri Sun baguette, although not foul play seemed evident. See the scans? We're so close, sweetie. Right, doctor? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's good news. I'm sure everyone on the board reading this report already knows what happened the following week. Oh my god, holy fuck! Isn't he so handsome? Ma'am, almost perfect, doctor. Almost there. What more do you want? He cannot weigh 0 pounds. That's not feasible. Lady, go to therapy. Holy heck. Okay. And now, the game 𝕮𝖆𝖕. Good morning, fellow broad members. As you may surmise, I am the lead doctor of the new feed treatment account. The one concerning the small child on Friday. What the fuck happens, doctor? Okay, so it's the direct sequel to the comic. Let me explain, sir. I know this is a major issue, as I have seen it firsthand, and as board members of the company that hired you, we have a right to know. She's about to explain, shut up! What does it mean for our company? Are we liable? Well, the thing is, the mother seems pretty happy with the results. How are we going to explain this to our investors, to the public? Members, please, let her talk. Doctor, you have the floor. Thank you. I assume you will talk about your case summary, doctor. Please continue. We're waiting for your answer. Yes, thank you, sir. Let me start right now. A few weeks earlier. He's not even that fat. He's a bit chubby, but he's not fat. Let puberty do its thing. Clearly, if a child is chubby, fat, usually a lot of time, once puberty has done its job, it gets better. Nurse, is the boy comfortable? The boy's comfortable on the scanner bed. I can start when you're ready, Doc. Excellent. Scan now. It's scanning now, Doc. Hear that puppy purr? It's better. It cost this clinic millions. It's been weeks, hasn't it? About 4 weeks now. The mother says the boy's been doing his treatments. Yeah, well... Another note, nurse. Yes? Cat's purr, nuts dog. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even catch it. Thanks, Doc. Can always count on you. Scanning's done. Thank you, nurse. Bring up the scan now. Unfortunately, it's as I had expected. No change? He gained back the pound he lost, most likely water weight too. Mom claims she's been closely monitoring him. So far, the boy's lost no weight. Do you think there's any hope for him? Oh, love that! Are we optimistic or pessimistic? Let's be optimistic. He may simply be a little slow to respond. It might take a while, but I think we may see some results sooner or later. That's comforting, I guess, but nobody else we've treated has been this slow. So, what are you going to tell the mom? She's definitely not going to be happy with what I say to her. Poor kid. I hope she doesn't throw him out for another week of this. Also, just like losing too much weight too quickly can mean that there is something wrong in your body, not being able to lose any weight despite eating healthy and doing exercises and doing everything right can also mean there is something wrong with your body. So maybe he's not losing weight because he has a problem, like some hormonal problem or an illness. Maybe it's like not even his fault and there's literally nothing you can do. Godspeed then. Doctor, you have news about my boy? I do, ma'am. I'll be frank with you. The scans show no change. I see. My team and I are currently working through a study with your boy about what may be happening. However, this has gone further than we had anticipated. Is that so? Treatments usually shows results starting in the second week, and it seems that your son is either unusually slow to respond or may not be benefiting from the treatment at all. So now what? Well, the treatment for weight loss has not failed before, so this is something quite unusual. But doctor, we do believe some of it may just be that your son's biology is reacting slower than the usual to the treatment. Doctor, please. However, if you do not think this is sufficiently beneficial to your son's overall health, I would understand if you'd like me to suggest alternative clinics for you. Doctor, listen to me. I have tried everything. Every diet, every fad, every book, every treatment. My son has failed in every single venture. It's only gotten worse over the years. Do you know what I feel when I bring him out in public? Shut up! Shut up. You should not be embarrassed. You should not care about what other people think about your child or about yourself, for that matter, but especially your child. Oh my God, shut up! When others look at him and then look at the mother responsible for him, I assure you, nobody gives a shit. And if somehow your acquaintances and friends do give a shit, they are bad people. This should not be happening. Shame, guilt, failure. You are my last hope, doctor. I cannot guarantee progress. I feel powerless to save my son from this hell. Look at him. I can't even face it sometimes. I'm sorry, doctor. I feel hopeless throughout. It does seem somehow this is all my fault. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet the stress and anxiety and body dysmorphia you are giving to your child is the cause, the root of the problem. Obesity is a complex health issue. He's not obese. Stop. And nutritional science is still frequently updating. I guess all that's left is to pray to God, right? Pray that fat away. Haha. Yeah, do that and see if it works. We will find a way to help your son soon. Sure, doctor. Let's try another week of this treatment to see if it bears any results. 1 week later. Is the boy comfortable? He's all set up. Should I scan now? Yes, initiate the scan, please. What do you think about the boy's mom, doctor? What I think about her, huh? She's fucking crazy, and CPS should be called. This doesn't leave this room, but I feel kind of sorry for the kid. The mom is overbearing. That's the least you could say. It's good that we're trying to get her son to be a little bit healthier, but I just don't like it when it comes from a bad place. Thank God you feel it too, Doc. I hope we're wrong, though. Maybe we're assuming too much. Scan's done. Take a look. As expected, nothing has changed. No, wait a second. There's been a significant shift of weight, 5 pounds down. Does nobody have a scale at home, a scale at the clinic? Why does he need a full body scan before you tell us how much the boy weighs? Use a fucking scale. 5 pounds down? Are you kidding me? Do a rescan, but if this is correct, the treatment seems to be working. But the treatment has never made anyone lose 5 pounds in a week before. other vitals seem perfectly healthy. It may simply be a weird anomaly. I'm going to run a few more tests, but if this is correct, we'll see a skinnier kid in no time. Oh, you'll see a skinnier kid, that's for sure. I have some excellent news. Your son has lost 5 pounds. Ma'am? Yes? That's great. What does it mean? He surpassed any patient's weekly lost under the treatment, and his vitals seems to be perfectly healthy. We're still researching how our treatment may have resulted in this phenomenon, but I think we're finally making great progress. Of course, doctor. Thank the Lord for granting us this small bit of hope. It's time like this that my faith is rewarded. We'll continue treatment with you next week. If this continues, you will see a healthier boy. My son, handsome. The next week. Is the boy comfortable? Yes, I'm a bit nervous as usual. Maybe. Start the scan then. So, what the hell happened last time? Nothing for weeks, and then, all of a sudden, 5 pounds. We've spent some time putting together a hypothesis about it. So far, the working hypothesis is that the treatment must have lagged against some kind of fat buildup, and then kind of gave away last week. That's good. It certainly could be if it means weight loss normalizes. Otherwise, if he starts to lose weight continuously at this rate, we'll have to stop treatment. It's just kind of freaky. Scans complete, Doc. Well, would you look at that? 2.5 pounds. What a relief. I guess our hypothesis must be correct. Guess it's just smooth sailing from here, right? One hopes. Only 2.5 pounds. It's optimal news, ma'am. That means we're keeping a steady pace for your son's weight loss. Maybe for you, doctor, but I expected different. Or maybe I shouldn't have. Would you be able to clarify what you mean, ma'am? After the news last week, I had slowed my prayers. But the Lord is testing me, and this is my punishment for not sticking to my faith. Comfort her or question her. We are in a science-based clinic, so question her. The treatment is supposed to shave a couple pounds a week. This shows everything has normalized optimally. Why should we be pushing for more weight loss? God has no limit. He will give you everything you can take. If I lessen my faith in him, that sends the message that even though I received his gift of love, I am thankless. I don't mean offense, doctor. I know now that the fault isn't on you for this poor result. It's on me, and I know what I must do. Let's just stick to the treatment. I really suggest you do not change the boy's lifestyle at this moment. Well, she's not suggesting to change anything. She's just praying, to be honest. I would never do anything to question my faith in him. Your son, or... I'll see you next week, doctor. The week after. This traffic is killing me. Hello? Doc, where the hell are you? Sorry, I'm running late. Traffic has been a pain. I'm still driving to the clinic. Well, drive on the shoulder or something. The kid just came in and he... Slow down. Why are you screaming? What happened? You gotta look at this. I started the scan just now. This is fucked up. I don't know what's happening. I'm on my way. Please get me the scan as soon as possible. How can this happen? I don't know. Is this normal? Have you heard of anybody losing 20 pounds in a week? I have I've read about mixed martial arts competitor doing it to reach a certain weight class before a fight, but they're intense and extreme cases. You wouldn't be able to do that unless you had a team of sports specialists. Even with that, you need a build capable of it, which this boy doesn't have. This is bad, right? Please prove me wrong here. I'm checking the vitals. I don't see anything wrong. Everything is in working order. I can't find anything that could show any sign of neglect or injury. I guess you're proving me wrong? I'm going to stop treatment for now, but continue monitoring. We'll talk to the mom soon. Ma'am? Ma'am? Oh, doctor, I did not see you there. Do you see that? My boy is becoming more and more handsome by the minute. Not to alarm you, but this result is beyond expectations. God will always surpass expectations, doctor. Carry forward, question her. I think we know what's happening with the boy. She's praying more and more and more, so the boy is losing more and more and more weight. I don't think we need to question her, but I will do it just because. This is an extreme amount of weight loss. I told you last week and I need to ask again. Have you changed his diet or his lifestyle in any way? Are you implying I'm starving my beloved child, doctor? So here we are at the point of the comic. I am powerless to do so. I've been powerless for so long. It's in God's hand now to make my son handsome. 20 pounds is just... If I'm doing something in error, please point it out to me. Tell me if I am starving him. Tell me if I am questioning my faith and cheating. Look at your son. There is something wrong. You're clearly doing something wrong. There is something wrong in your head, first and foremost. Go to therapy and leave your child alone. Let him be fat. Let him be fat in peace. Ma'am, otherwise I suggest you stick to being a doctor and not my son's parent. It's true that we have found nothing wrong with his vitals at this point. However, I'm stopping treatments, but continuing our monitoring of the situation for now. Do what you must. It's not like the treatment was the solution after all. Yeah, by the way, if she thinks that the prayers are the solution and are why her son is losing weight, why does she still bring her son to the clinic? The very next week, again. Is the boy comfortable? Is the boy comfortable, nurse? Maybe fucking ask the boy? Yeah, doc. Please begin scanning. You don't even need to scan. It's imperative. The team must know. I want to know. There you go, doc. You happy? Print it out. I want to hold it myself. He's off obesity markers. He's basically 10 to 15 pounds away from leaving even the overweight status. So you're telling me that he is around 30 pounds overweight. That is, by the way, between 12 and 14 kilos. All that, the mom getting frustrated and mad because her son doesn't lose weight. All that for barely a dozen kilograms too much? Girl. Please tell me that you actually stopped the treatment last week. I did. Maybe the kid has some kind of super gene. Maybe the treatment is making him lose everything super fast. Yeah, or maybe he is very fucking sick. Maybe he has generalized cancer. Maybe he has parasite in his stomach. Maybe there is something fucking wrong, clearly. I can definitely check his records again, but nothing indicates this child would be any different from the other people we've treated. Vitals show no sign of damage. However what? His body cavity, it's shrinking, like his fat is being sucked out, compressing his frame inwards. What? Like a capricin packet? That's a crude way to describe it, but yes. If the treatment isn't the reason this is happening, then looks like we will need to form a new hypothesis. Doc, can I ask you something? Yes? Please promise me to get that kid away from that mama. I am scared of what is happening. I will speak to her now. So I guess the premise is that God is sucking the boy's fat like he was a Capri Sun. Doctor, do you see my son? I do, ma'am. Do you see how close he is to being handsome? Ma'am, I suggest that we begin a frequent monitoring of your son around the clock. We have a bed here at the clinic. We suggest that you do not bring him back home. I understand your concern. God's light scares the unbelievers. But when you open your eyes, doctor, you too will see the light, the one I feared on my journey here, one to be bestowed on my son. Attempt to empathize or protest. Protest, obviously. Ma'am, I have respected your religious beliefs up to this point, but this kid needs the full monitoring of our clinic 24/7. Something is very wrong here, and your viewpoint of your God needs to stay out of our way. I've already told you, I am powerless. I want to slap her so bad. Do what you will with my son, he will soon be handsome in his image. See those scans? We're so close, sweetie. Member of the board? I am a woman of science. I believe in hard evidence and study and facts. But even I know the power of him. Isn't he a handsome doctor? Ma'am. Shh. Almost there, Doc. Almost there. He kind of looks like an angel, I guess. Let's just see what happens if I make the opposite choices. I'm gonna skip through what we've already read, but honestly I'm pretty sure that just we will have a bit of dialogue that's gonna change, but otherwise I don't think there will be any significant changes. At least I am pretty confident that the end is going to be the exact same. So let's be pessimistic this time. I'll be honest, it doesn't look good for our poor kid. The boy struggled with weight for years, and not much seems to budge him. I have a bad feeling that even our treatment may not do much for him. That sucks. We've never failed a patient before. On the bright side, maybe our failure will reveal new things we can study. You're always looking on the bright side of life, aren't you, Doc? I know that was sarcastic. So, what are you going to tell the mom? She's definitely not going to be happy. Let's say something positive about the mom. I do empathize with her. She seems very passionate about her son's health. I wouldn't say passionate. I would say controlling, overbearing, like we said before. I wouldn't say passionate. I think we can all learn a bit from her about her convictions. Really? Wow. Sure. Personally, I kind of think she's a bit of a bitch. Please don't be so judgmental. I get that mom is overbearing or something, but she probably does a real number on her kid. It pains me to see her treat him like that sometimes. Well, you know what they say about people who assume, don't you? Doc, please don't say that to me. You're starting to sound just like her. Scan's done. Let's comfort her. Weight loss is a slow process. You should be proud of your boy for the progress. God doesn't have a timetable, Doc. If you had read your scriptures, you would know His will is swift, His love is limitless. Let's just stick to the treatment for now, ma'am. Put a pause on any dietary or activity change to your son until further notice. I'm sure things will continue to improve. Let's carry forward. I suggest continuing to monitor your son's health, but at this point I think it's best to halt treatment as well, since the result is above our heads. I'm fine with that, doctor. Not like the treatment was the solution after all. Let's attempt to empathize. Of course, I believe in God, but this is something perverse. It's... Oh, doctor, I can see the lie on your face. You see me as a fanatic, but in the end, we all answer to Him. The pain I have gone through bearing this ugly child is due to my own disrespect of God in the past. But now that I have found Him and have submitted to His wisdom, there is my salvation. Please do what you must with my son. You will see the light soon. Well, it is now time for me to tell you what I liked and what I disliked about this game. And I'm going to start with what I like, and first, the story. I really like the story about the overzealous, crazy, overbearing mother who wants her son. And also I like the fact that it is a son and not a daughter. Who is struggling with weight, and her mother. So I like that the poor son is clearly getting abused under the guise of God. The story is very interesting, well constructed. I do really want to slap that bitch of a mom. So the antagonist, at least, is well constructed. I do feel a lot of empathy and sympathy for that poor son. And the second thing I like, and it's directly tied to my first point, is the ending. Because I don't know if it's on purpose or not. I couldn't tell you. But here's what I think. I believe that at the very end, when the son is super thin and his body is all over the place, the son becomes a martyr, and his scan showed his body as an angel. Not an angel from the Bible, but more an angel from what we humans usually picture them as, a humanoid figure with just wings. And to me, it really does look, his scan, like an angel, like the skeleton of an angel. So again, I don't know if it is made on purpose or not. If it is, that's genius. If it's not, I guess it is a happy accident. At least I like the way I interpret it. There is, however, two things that I do not like. I am used to cat triggers games. Now I am used to how they work, how they feel, and usually we the player are able to go back into the dialogue if we made a mistake or if we didn't read something or whatever. We can scroll back, we can save at almost any point, especially when you have choices to make. And I was pretty distraught and disappointed that there is no save point in this game or no way to go back. Once you click on the dialogue, you have the next dialogue and it's done. If you didn't see what was said, and if you really want to see what was said, the only way is to close the game and relaunch it and go back from the beginning. And I don't like that. As you may have noticed, at some point I missed a tiny bit of dialogue. I clicked too fast, and I often do that. But when I do that, usually you cannot see it. You don't notice it because I can go back and read the dialogue as if nothing happened. But this time, it's just not going to be read out loud. And I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but I could not fix it. The other thing I did not like is that, with obviously the exception of the very end where the boy is inhumanly thin, the depiction of the boy, the drawing of the son stays the same. He is just as chubby as the beginning of the game as he is 1 week before the ending. I really wish that the boy would get thinner and thinner as the story progresses, because at some point he's supposed to have lost 27.5 pounds, and he looks the same as the very beginning. And it's a detail, but it's something I had noticed, and it bothers me a little bit. I want to add a third thing, actually. It is that the comic is pretty useless. You can find what happens in the comic while playing the game. And if you read the comic, obviously the game is spoiled. Like, you know what happens at the end. So it sucks a little bit. I wish that the game, I don't know, technically it does go into more details about the comic, but also the ending is pretty much the exact same as the comic, except for a few dialogue. I don't know, I feel like there is some wasted potential. I wish the comic was more different than the game. I don't know what I wish, but I wish for something a bit different. Okay, I'll stop complaining. Conclusion. I like this game, this little visual novel. It was fun, really. I am a bit sad that the comic spoils the ending, but it is what it is, I guess. Other than that, I really love the story. It is interesting. It is pretty relatable, actually, with someone whose mother is not the best. It is kind of relatable. And obviously, I like the ending a lot. I hope that my interpretation is correct. Either way, I like what I see in the ending. I just wish that we had some ways to save before making choices, and that the drawing of the boy would get thinner as the story progresses. This is really minor details from an awesome story and ending. Well, my fellow dishonest gluttonous hugs, I'm gonna leave you here. This was Bad Faith, Comic and Game, and this is the end of the video. Please do not forget to not leave a like, not leave a comment, not subscribe to me, not share this video, go to my Patreon, and bye!